So, getting right into today's critique, this submission is a comprehensive exploration of numerology, the Akashic Records, and a 21-day manifestation guide aimed at helping readers align their thoughts with their desires.
Yeah, it's a really interesting piece, and I think we should just, dive straight into the feedback.
A compelling piece on spiritual phenomena gains immense credibility and broadens its audience when it actively engages with skeptical or psychological perspectives.
Oh, absolutely. And, well, the weakness here is that the material currently presents concepts like the 1111 phenomenon purely as objective mystical truths.
Right, it completely omits the psychological explanations.
Exactly. Leaving out well-documented psychological concepts like confirmation bias or apophenia. It just leaves the work really vulnerable to dismissal by more analytically minded readers.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it is the human mind's natural evolutionary tendency to perceive meaningful connections in entirely unrelated things. We are just biologically hardwired to find order in chaos.
Right, and the law of truly large numbers just compounds that biological hardwiring.
Yeah, because statistically speaking, with a sample size large enough, any outrageous thing is likely to happen.
Exactly. By pure mathematical probability, a sequence like 11.11 will just appear frequently. When a reader understands these statistical facts and sees them ignored, they instinctively put their guard up.
So, my suggestion would be to integrate psychological concepts of pattern recognition as complementary frameworks rather than opposing forces.
I love that. Like showing how the human brain's reticular activating system might actually work hand in hand with spiritual synchronicity.
Yes, the RAS. It filters out unnecessary information so your nervous system doesn't just collapse into complete overwhelm.
Right. It acts as the bouncer at the door of your conscious mind. If you decide that seeing 1111 is a crucial sign, you are actively programming your RAS.
Exactly. Suddenly, your brain highlights the number 1111. You aren't imagining it, you are just finally seeing what was always there.
So, as a concrete example, when discussing why people constantly see 1111, the author should include a brief acknowledgement of apophenia.
Right.
They could frame this constructively by writing something like, whether 1111 is a direct angelic message or simply your brain's reticular activating system highlighting what you are subconsciously focusing on, the result is the same, a powerful, synchronistic moment to pause and align your intentions.
Oh, wow, that's a great example. That phrasing creates a really large intellectual tent.
Yeah, it invites both the mystic and the skeptic inside without forcing either to abandon their worldview.
It's like tuning a guitar. You need both the physical tension of the strings, which is the psychology, and the invisible resonance of the sound, the spirituality, to actually make music.
Is there a risk that focusing solely on the mystical elements might overlook the fascinating ways our own biology aids in manifestation?
That's a really good point. If you only have the invisible resonance, you're just waving your hands in the air. You need that biological tension to ground the vibration.
Grounding highly abstract, esoteric concepts into practical, daily frameworks ensures the audience can actually apply the wisdom rather than just passively consuming it.
Yes, totally. And the weakness here is that there is a jarring disconnect between the highly abstract, cosmic explanations of the Akasha and the extremely grounded, mundane tasks of the 21-day manifesting challenge.
I mean, this submission spends a significant amount of time detailing the vastness of the Akasha, right? Describing it as the fifth element, ether.
Right. A universal vibration containing the memory of every soul.
Exactly. It's an incredibly high-level cosmic concept. But then, within a few pages, the text drops from the eternal memory of the universe to instructions like, Day 5, decluttering your purse.
Yeah, or day 8, donating to a food bank.
The reader experiences intellectual whiplash. They are suspended in the fifth dimension, and suddenly they are handed a literal trash bag to sort through old receipts.
It really does feel disconnected. When mundane tasks feel disconnected from the overarching esoteric philosophy, they lose their significance.
Right. They just become a list of chores.
So the suggestion is to create a clear structural bridge that maps the cosmic principles directly onto the daily physical actions.
Right. Explaining exactly how a mundane action interacts with the quantum or akashic field.
Exactly. Like as a concrete example, when outlining day 8, the boomerang effect,
They should explicitly connect the act of donating tins to a food bank back to the Buddhist or Hindu concept of the Akasha's vibrational field.
Yeah, explain that giving away a tin of food isn't just a nice societal gesture. It is an act of physically moving matter to actively ripple a frequency of abundance into the Akashic record.
Right. And you can apply the exact same structural bridge to the day 5 decluttering task. Instead of just saying, cleaning makes room for new money, connect the physical act of cleaning to the philosophical concept of the ether.
Oh, I like that. Explain that clearing physical space allows the universal energy to flow freely.
So, a key theme running through this material seems to be the contrast between the vastness of the universe and the smallness of our daily habits.
That makes sense, but could the evidence also support a different conclusion? I wonder if we risk overcomplicating a simple act of charity by tying it to the fifth dimension. Finding that balance between the profound and the practical will be crucial for the writer.
Yeah, for sure. We don't want to make donating a count of soup feel like some daunting metaphysical equation where the reader's worried about doing it wrong.
Exactly. But human psychology relies heavily on teleological meaning, the idea that our actions serve a higher purpose. A 21-day challenge requires immense psychological stamina.
Right. If the tasks are merely framed as clean your room, the reader will inevitably lose momentum around day 6 or 7.
But if the tasks are framed as clear the ether and ripple the Akashic field, the reader is engaged with a profound sense of purpose.
Redefining overused self-help terms with precise, action-oriented language prevents the material from blending into a crowded and cliched market.
Absolutely. And the weakness I'm seeing here is that the text relies really heavily on generic New Age tropes.
Yeah, we encounter phrases like vibrate at a higher frequency or telling people to be the sunshine and have a kitchen rave.
Right, and it just dilutes the much more profound underlying messages about emotional regulation and cognitive restructuring.
It really does. When a reader encounters terms like high vibe or good vibes only, their critical thinking often just completely shuts down.
Because those terms have been commodified on coffee mugs and social media to the point of losing all instructional impact.
Yeah, so my suggestion is to shift the focus from purely feeling good to the more robust concept of embodiment, which is actually already present in the text but kind of buried beneath the cliches.
Right, treating high vibe not as a state of forced positivity, but as a state of aligned intentional action.
Exactly. Like, for concrete examples, instead of just telling the reader to play high vibe music, emphasize the true psychological weight of the reframing and anchoring exercises.
Yeah, like highlighting how changing the limiting belief, I'll be single forever, to I am available for the right kind of love, is a massive cognitive shift.
It is. It's grounded in neuroplasticity. You are forging entirely new neural pathways. Show how embodiment means acting as the future self, like planning a trip's itinerary before the money even arrives.
Oh, wow, yes. Framing that as a powerful psychological anchor rather than mere wishful thinking. When you plan that itinerary, you are basically performing behavioral exposure therapy.
It's the difference between painting over rust with shiny paint, which represents forced positivity, versus actually treating the metal underneath, which is what cognitive reframing does.
That's fascinating. What are the potential limitations or counterarguments to that idea? Perhaps the danger of toxic positivity could be addressed here to make the manifestation practice feel more grounded and authentic to the human experience.
Yes, because if the text only instructs people to be the sunshine, it implicitly suggests that their sadness or grief are manifestation failures.
Exactly. Telling someone experiencing burnout to have a kitchen rave can cause active psychological harm. It forces emotional suppression.
By leaning heavily into the concept of embodiment, the author bypasses that toxic positivity trap entirely. You give the reader a tangible, actionable metric for success.
Right. It's no longer about whether they feel ecstatic every moment of the day, but whether their actions align with their future self. Did you actively reframe that negative thought? Did you plot out that itinerary?
If the answer is yes, then you are successfully embodying the state. You are doing the structural, neurological work.
Stripping away the self-help cliches really allows the true depth of the 21-day challenge to surface.
To recap this critique, we identified 3 main areas to elevate the impact of your material. First, increase your completeness by integrating psychological concepts like confirmation bias to complement your spiritual insights.
Right. Show the analytical reader how biology is the actual engine of manifestation.
Second, improve your structure by explicitly bridging the cosmic theories of the Akasha with the mundane daily tasks of your 21-day challenge.
Yeah, giving those daily habits profound teleological meaning.
Finally, sharpen your angle by moving past generic high-vibe terminology and leaning into the robust, actionable concepts of cognitive reframing and embodiment.
Exactly. Protect your reader from toxic positivity by focusing on aligned action.
Implementing these changes will make your work much more resilient, practical, and deeply engaging for your readers. We would absolutely love to see where you take this, so please submit your revised work back to us for another critique in the future.